Hey guys and gals, it's Brad from B&T Catfishing Adventures. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a theory I've got, and we're going to try and put it to the test. Check this out. Now, if you wish to try this theory out with me, these are some of the things that you will need. Well, I've been thinking about this theory for a few weeks now, and I found an item that I needed at the Catfish conference that me and Tammy just recently got back from. I quickly have to say something about this event. If you've never been to the Catfish and Now Catfish and Crappie Conference, then you need to go. It is a must see. They have something for everyone, and there's even some YouTube celebrities you might run into. Okay, before I tell you what I bought, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little insight into why my theory came to me. I've been fishing for a long time, and I've fished for a lot of different species over the years. And one of the fish I fished for a lot was bass. And of course, bass can be reactionary striking fish, just like most other fish out there. So we're going to keep that in mind. But bass a lot of times has always been something that we use different than other species. Now, while there's some things that catch crappie and so on and so forth that are similarly used in the bass world, I thought, okay, let's try this for catfish. Now, a lot of people, for instance, are starting to use bumping techniques for catfishing, and that is done to create that reactionary bite. Now, the theory is that I have, all right, they're reacting to the vibrations. Now, catfish, a lot of times, unless they're in shallower water, they're down midway in the fish column or deeper. A lot of times they're on the bottom. So their their sights of bait or food is not that great. So they rely on the sense of smell. They also rely on sound. Now, the catfish is different from a lot of fish because it, from its swim bladder, has an attachment that goes right up to the inner ear of the catfish, unlike a lot of fish. Now, this makes the catfish able to hear better than these other fish that we find in fresh water. So, their senses of that sound or vibration is heightened. So, what I've decided to do, I picked me up some of these right here. Now, I will go ahead and name this. What these are some spoons. All right, and I was divided on whether I went with a willow leaf blade or a spoon or whatever. Well, what I ended up picking up is a hammered brass color. Now, again, what I'm trying to do is get more of a vibration out there. All right, now the company is the Sinker Shed. The Sinker Shed, they are actually out of New York. And I'm going to hold this up here. It's got an email address there if you're interested in possibly buying stuff directly from them. Then you can do that. We'll go ahead and give them a plug. But what I'm doing here is I am now going to work on those catfish through their sense of hearing and vibration. All right, so I am now going to this year, for at least several months of the years, I'm going to outfit a couple of my rigs with this setup. Now, what I'm done is, if you've watched any of my videos, you know we like to do educational things. We like to do testing things and challenges. We challenge baits, we challenge hooks, we challenge all these different types of rigs. Now, all right, so we're using beads, something I've added, and you guys know that. And we did a test on rattles, and we found that rattles do, whether you're using that rattle in a, let's say a spook type thing, or just a line rattle, it does increase to 1% the number of bites you can get. So again, that's sound, that's vibration. So now I'm adding a spinner blade in here. All right, so this is kind of the hookup design. We'll get this a little closer to you guys on what we're going to do. We're going to continue to use the rattle. We've got our beads, and I've got a couple of little pieces of brass spacers in here in between my spinner. Now, as you can hear, this make noise, and that spinning is going to create more vibration. Now, the rigs I recommend you use this with is a Carolina rig suspended, or the Santee Cooper rig. All right, so the Santee Cooper rig, this is how I've got it rigged. You take a look at this here. You can see that I've got my float here needed for the Santee Cooper rig. We come on down, we've got my spinner blade right here. We've got my rattle, we've got my beads, and then we've got my favorite circle hook right there. So the thing is, if we're dropping these things on the bottom on a Carolina rig, it's not going to work at all. It's just laying there. The rattle's not going to do anything. The vibration's not going to do anything. These things need to be suspended, whether it's suspended off the bottom like a Carolina rig, or we drop it down and suspend it by reeling it up a little bit off the bottom, or maybe you're using a slip bobber rig, and that will also work. So again, I'm going to rig one without the spinner blade, again, on one of my rigs, or actually I'll probably do it on a couple of rigs without the spinner, and one or a couple of rigs, excuse me, with the spinner blade. Again, we're trying to get that vibration going, the sound, creating more sound movement in the water for these fish to be able to locate the bait. Again, not by sight only, not by scent only, but through sound. And that sound comes through the vibration created by whatever it is that we're presenting to the fish. So if you guys like this idea and want to help me out, hook up a rig with this as well. Get you a spinner, whether you steal it off of an old spinner bait or what have you, and give this a try. And be sure to tell me what you think through your experience with this type of hookup here, this kind of rig. And let's see if we can't create something a little bit different, a little bit new for catfishing. Guys, I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. Be sure to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and hopefully me and Miss Tammy will see you guys soon on the bank or in the boat. You guys take care.